Sure. I mean, so it was 2020 when I joined. It was a pretty uncertain time with COVID just dropping, but it turned out to be a really good time to join because if everyone can remember, it actually ramped up in the industry for consulting. The day I started was the day I started on crossover rail, so that was very fortuitous, and I'd sort of worked on that project for over 5 years here at Omnii. What brought me back? After long consideration, it was the team, it was the collective competency, and it was just the overall knowing that we can deliver, because they're sort of coining it the golden decade to come, and I love the fact that we've got a team that can sort of provide everything to get stuff done with the deadline of 2032. The core is the same. For the reasons I joined the first time is the same reasons I've come back, and it's the people, it's the collective competency, and it's just the overall, I suppose, combined effort of, obviously we have different disciplines with fire protection services, fire safety, as well as dangerous goods, fire safety compliance, but it's the feeling like everything's covered when it comes to fire, and just giving that innate confidence when you go out and tackle a difficult project. Everyone's in the same corner, and that hasn't changed. Absolutely. I was wired from a young age to enjoy solving problems. I think this engineering is just a really good outlet for that. I've got many instances of a kid reflecting back on them that it always made sense that I was going to become an engineer. Fundamental. Second to that is just the enjoyment or the passion I have for all things automotive, which is engineering, a really beautiful form of engineering in the automotive sector. That's never been far away from me. And I think just the timing when I was at TAFE University, I was actually looking to get into automotive, but a really influential TAFE teacher saw the writing on the wall when it came to the automotive sector in Australia and that drying up. And he said, Liam, you love engineering. He goes, do something that's going to be a little bit more sustainable for your career. So I moved into mechanical engineering for 7 years. Enjoyed it, but very code driven at the time. And something that I sort of always really liked about problem solving is having a little bit more innovation, which fire engineering is just, it goes hand in glove with innovation. Well, the nuts and bolts, fundamentally, complicated machinery or design of that, it just really interests me. Coupled with how I got into automotive was obviously simple story, car magazines every month, wheels and motor, and that really combines reporting or journalism, the report writing, with the technical. And if you really think about fire engineering or any sort of engineering stream, you have to do those things really well to get a good outcome. And that for a fire engineer is writing reports in a way that is enjoyable, but also not skimping on the technical. Pure and simple is, there's not always an answer that's readily available to engineering, and that just sparks something in me that engages. And I think motivation with a lot of people is difficult, same thing day in and day out, but I find with engineering, specifically fire engineering, it's a call to get the best out of a situation that doesn't have an answer, and that's just inbuilt motivation. And you're applying yourself to something that is benefiting community, to the built landscape. It comes down to the team you work with, and I've always felt from day one to day now that everyone's in your corner, and with that, it just builds a level of confidence doing your projects, especially in the formative years, where it's actually really difficult to be good at something when you don't have experience. But when you know that you're going to get backed by your team, and that means taking time out of their day, that means putting in investment, seeing where your potential lies and nurturing that. That is a really good culture that I've always been attracted to with Omnii. Safety first. With a young family now, very young, growing family, it really calls to what's important, and especially in the built landscape. For us to contribute to that in a positive way, I do feel reward in that and satisfaction in that. And having a legacy, to contribute to something that'll be here long after we're gone, it resonates with me. Crossriver Rail. What's the most rewarding and most, I'd say, something I can talk about pretty tacitly because I've just been on the project for so long, was most difficult as well. So it ticks those boxes, but without sort of that significant outlay of effort, time, long weekends, all-nighters. To me, that's what actually forms a good memory, is putting in the hard yards and seeing something get done over years and years and years. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but whenever we drive past Exhibition Station or Dutton to Salisbury, I'll say, "See that, kids? Dad built that." And I just look at Mum and we just have a laugh, because obviously I played a very small part in it, but I do think a very influential part, and not just myself. The team, I can't lay claim to Crossriver Rail. It was a really good team around me that helped me deliver that. That's a really good question. Anyone that speaks to me knows I really like my motorsport, sporting in general. Being outside more so than ever with a young family is so critical for the boys, which we naturally just go outside. We've got a little bit of property up in Mullaney, which we like to get to every once in a while, just to get that slower speed back into play, because it gets so busy with a young family. So I would say the love of the outdoors, motorsport. Obviously my passion is tennis. I played it as a kid and I've tried to continue to play it throughout my life, but at the moment I'm probably watching it more than I'm playing it. In fact, I did. So very simple forms of motorsport at low cost entry. Where I live, there's a couple of racetracks around me, and they just do super sprint days. So you just join, you do time laps. It wasn't necessarily racing, but you were racing against yourself. And that was really enjoyable. The idea to drive your car home at the end of the track day is a win for my category. And I honestly, for me, it just, time slows down when you're going fast, especially in a car that you really like. And I've got a little car, and a quick story on the little car. I purchased it from a civil engineer, a guy by the name of Sean Quilty. Shout out to Sean. I've still got it. That was 10 years ago, and it's still going strong. It's against yourself in singles, really. So and tennis itself is just such a beautiful sport. The old saying, it's the perfect balance between power and control. And I think mastering one of them's fine, but it's actually the balance that gets you through to be a good tennis player. And I just love everything about it. I love the theatre. I love the fact that, there's still tournaments that are over 100 years old. So there's that to it. What it teaches me, it's about getting back up when you lose. I suppose point after point, and only 1 point's only worth 1 point, whether it's a great point or a bad point. So getting on from that, I think, teaches you to be pretty resilient. A managing director told me this more than 10 years ago. I used to work with Wes Malik, another shout out. He waved his 4 fingers in front of me in the afternoon of a Friday. I said, "Liam, what it takes to be a good consultant engineer is 4 things." He said, 1, be technical. So just know your stuff and be really confident in it, and take a lot of time to get that, because that's the foundation. 2, be able to run a team. And for me, that's just leading by example and working hard. Personality types aside, which you can refine with your soft skills and your disc profiles, but it's just working hard. 3, being able to get work in. That's a big component of being a consultant engineer. And 4, be a lawyer, which is a bit tongue in cheek, but you'll notice all the senior engineers, whether it's technical director or managing director, they're really across the commercial aspect and the liability that's placed on them. It's really being savvy with understanding what commercial risk is at play every time that you enter into a contract. All right. So I knew I was going to be not a fire engineer, an engineer of sorts in year 4, which is 1994. And in 94, you'd take yourself to school, you'd walk to school. So I was getting ready in the morning, and last but not least, I couldn't find my socks. I found one, and I thought, this is a schmozzle. I'm not going to go to school with one sock. So I thought about it for a while. I'm like, do I go no socks or to just not go to school? And I thought, nah, what I can do, I got the scissors out of the drawer, I chopped it in half, and I made 2 tubes, and I put it on the top of my legs. So I had no socks on my feet, but the tubes came out and it looked like I had socks. And I know that sounds like embarrassing, but I was so happy with myself that I found an innovative outcome for my school day. And I just, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, upon reflection, I knew the writing was on the wall from a young age.